Former aide Margaret Thatcher with us right now, Nile Gardiner. And Nile, obviously you were there and kept your youthful good looks. Good for you. But I'm telling you, I don't buy that comparison, not to besmirch either the power duo now versus the power duo then. But Theresa May is not Maggie Thatcher. She's not as conservative. She wasn't the firebrand. She was kind of pushed into these times in Brexit, and I commend her for political dexterity, but I'm not buying that. What about you?
Well, it's great to be here, Neil, on this wonderful day celebrating the special relationship. And with regard to Theresa May, I think, as Prime Minister, she's done very well. As you say, she's not the same as Margaret Thatcher. There are some big differences. She does, though, possess some of the same, leadership qualities and skills of the Iron Lady. In particular, I think her sense of determination, basically, to implement the will of the British people over Brexit. And I think that she has shown tremendous leadership on the Brexit issue, considering that she was not actually a Brexit supporter ahead of the referendum. But she does respect the fact that the British people voted for an exit from the European Union, and she has vowed to implement that exit. And she's going to do so. So I think that there are some very strong, leadership qualities. But, I don't think we're exactly going to see a repeat of the sort of the Reagan-Thatcher period, which, of course, is a very, very different time, two very different leaders. But at the same time, I do think it would be great, though, for both Theresa May and for Donald Trump to aspire to build the kind of relationship that Margaret Thatcher had with Ronald Reagan. After all, that was really the high point of the Anglo-American special relationship. The US and the UK led on the world stage, and this was a tremendous time, actually, for US-British relations. And
it is important, to your point, that the two are meeting first, and this is President Trump's first world leader to visit him as president. Of course, the Japanese prime minister visited in New York when he was the president-elect. Having said that, though, they do have some common economic ties and interests. This idea of bilateral trade agreement between ourselves and the Brits, and that maybe that could be the start of something. Of course, the prime minister has to dance around that so as not to overly offend or alienate the European community. But how do you think that's going to go?
Yeah, I think that's right, that a US-UK free trade agreement is going to be at the very heart of the discussions between the British Prime Minister and the US President. It's a big priority, of course, for the British side, because getting a deal with the United States once the UK leaves the European Union is a huge, huge boost to Great Britain. It will also lay the foundations for future trade deals across the world for the United Kingdom. So I think the stakes are extremely high here. And at the same time, I think a US-UK free trade deal has been championed as well by Donald Trump, who is very pro-Brexit. He believes in bilateral trade deals, and I think an agreement with Great Britain, America's closest friend and ally, would be certainly a huge step in the right direction for the new Trump presidency. It sent a very clear signal that the special relationship really does matter. So I think a US-UK free trade agreement will be on the agenda today. I expect that deal to be negotiated at some speed, and I think that it will be fully implemented, I believe, within 90 days of Britain leaving the European Union in 2019.
All right, Niall, thank you very, very much.